And we are live. Hello, guys. I hope you're doing well. We're in the Merch Ninja Show, episode number 3, and we've got our amazing, beloved, fantastic, actually hearing background noise. Sorry, 1 second. Oh my God. I need to mute myself. Here we go. That's perfect. I literally couldn't concentrate. Okay, so we've got Amy, amazing Amy Alicia Springer. Welcome to the show, Amy. How's it going?
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here. Doing pretty good. It's really hot where I am, so just trying to stay cool, But
Can
yeah,
you
thank you.
send us some sunshine from where you are? Because as you can see from my clothes, it is pretty cold in here.
I would be glad to because it's like 100 degrees out right now.
Oh my God, terrible, terrible. So how you been? How's it going? All good?
Good, really good. Been a busy week. Just going really hard in merch. I finally got the zip hoodies, so a lot of work on
Boom.
there, and
A lot of uploading, yeah?
yeah, I love it. I do.
Good stuff. So we've got some good watch count in here. There's about 21 people watching us. Let's introduce ourselves and let's say hello to people. Hilaya, hello mate. Amber, Baha, Labi G, how is it going, mate? I've been just speaking to him on Facebook. He's been waiting for our live. Ryan A. Raymond, how is it going, mate? Merch Girl Boss, that's you, Amy. Hey, hey.
Yeah, I accidentally logged into the wrong account. My bad.
That's all right. We've got Amy Herberger. Hello, Amy. I've heard
Hi,
about your
Amy.
amazing stuff. We need to get you on the show sometime if you're up for it. AW is Sam, the analyst. I've seen you a couple of times, the analyst. Thanks for supporting and watching. Ek Rosna, I've seen you a couple of times as well. Michelle, the Old Times radio show. I think that's I can't remember exactly his name, but I've seen you a couple of times. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Haji, brilliant. So a little bit of background about yourself, Amy. I mean, what's made you kind of get started with merch? Why are you sticking around? Did you get addicted to it? What's the whole story?
Oh, it's definitely addicting. So I started 2 years ago this month, which is really cool. I was sitting there thinking about that today. It's like, wow, been on this platform for 2 years. I think I heard about it in like an FBA group because we were dabbling around with that. And I was like, oh, this sounds cool. So I signed up and I still had to wait. I think I got accepted like 4 months after I signed up. And that was really exciting because I was reading in the groups people doing pretty well and, making some real money, being able to create and just like upload. So I uploaded my first shirt, and then I uploaded my second shirt. And then like within a week, I got my first sale. And
Awesome.
when I got my first royalty check of $19.80, I was hooked. So
I love how you remember exactly how much you got in your first check.
it was the coolest almost $20 I've ever made.
Yeah,
So
because you think, do you
yeah.
know what? I've actually sold to people online. They don't know me, but they
Yeah,
like what I'm doing. That's awesome. I'm gonna do more of that, right?
exactly. And
It's an
and I
amazing
mean,
feeling. It's an
it
amazing
really
feeling.
was.
But then when you start making your 100 a month, your 200, your 1,000, and then it just keeps going and going and going, and you're like, wow, man! Like, imagine how big this could be.
Yeah, and every milestone along the way is worth celebrating. And I still today will like look back and go, man, how cool of a feeling that was. And then there's like even more of my shirts out in the world, and that it blows my mind. It's
I
been
know.
an amazing experience.
I mean, it just goes to show you that there is a lot of opportunity. You can start from nothing and you can become something in a matter of few months. It just depends how much you're willing to sacrifice, how much you're willing to apply yourself and focus. And people can make it still. People
Oh
say
yeah.
merch is dead. I say merch is pretty
No.
much alive. You know,
See, you have to change your mindset on there because if you come in
absolutely,
thinking that it's saturated and that it's dead, well, every time you design, that's the attitude that you're putting out into your work. That's what people are getting. That's why you're getting skipped. You need to sit there and see if your neighbor can do it, so can you. If it's not working the way
absolutely.
that you're doing it right now, switch it up, try something different.
But you know
There's
the
enough room for us all.
Totally. The problem with a lot of people is they try once and then they give up if it doesn't work out. But trust me, most entrepreneurs and most people that are successful, they have failed not once, not twice, not three times, but so many times, but they never gave up. They kept going until they caught onto something, right?
Yeah,
And
that's
then
one
they've
thing.
developed from there.
And that's one thing, like Amy Herberger in the chat, you know, she's drilled it like, look, this is a marathon. It's not a
Not a
race.
sprint.
Like it's gonna
Yeah.
take time. Well, actually a marathon would be a race, so it's not a sprint, right? So yeah.
Yeah, that's totally true. Totally true. Guys, in the meantime, put in your questions so that Amy and I could answer them for you. But I've got a couple of questions for lovely Amy here. So, Amy, you started in tier 10. What was the first thing that you had to do to get out of tier 10? I mean, if there was any advice, any sound great value advice you could give to people that are in tier 10 or tier 25, what would you give to them?
What I did is I went in on a niche that I was passionate about, and surprisingly, there weren't a lot of shirts on merch already. So I was able to really capitalize on this little market pretty quickly. And what was nice was this passion of mine had a big anniversary coming up. So I was really able to go hard in on that. And I was doing a lot of political things with don't kneel or whatever. So I got in on that.
Oh,
That
you
really
got in
helped.
on that trend.
I
If
was one
you
of the first ones in there. And that was when I was like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. Because as soon as it was still in processing and all of a sudden, cha-ching,
I know.
cha-ching. And I was like, I couldn't sleep that night.
It's
and
crazy.
Then it's just like, it's gone like that. So in the beginning, definitely focus on the niches that you're passionate about or that you have a big deal of knowledge surrounding, because you already know the jargon, you know what the customer's looking for. So finding like your target audience, you're the target. How would you market this to yourself? What would you want to wear?
Yeah.
And you'll be surprised. It takes time.
You put yourself in their shoes and you
Yes.
know, you see what kind of keywords they might be searching with. How would they want to wear that shirt? Is it you know, is it going to be a black shirt? Is it going to be a yellow shirt? You know, you have to think about all of those things and then do everything that you can from your end to make it easy for the customer to make that purchase.
Yes.
I think that's a sound point right there that you mentioned. The other thing I was going to say is, you know, when you get into trends, and you're great and successful at that trend, like you mentioned about that Neil trend, you get all those ka-chings, dun, 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 and then it stops. How do you deal with the aftermath of, you know, being so on a very high level and then it goes boop? Mentally, it does affect you, doesn't it?
Honestly, I was expecting it. I honestly wasn't expecting it to take off like it had. But literally within moments of that one getting up, I noticed more coming up behind it and pricing down. It's just part of the game. And it was okay. But then it's like, okay, how can I spin this differently than other people? So I took that saying and I spun it around a few different times and I got to capitalize on more of those sales. But as the trend eventually died off, you know, it was just a good experience in what this platform is capable of and why maybe chasing trends in the beginning is a good idea. I really don't do so much with that now as far as chasing trends, but every time I don't and I see like people like Father's Day and stuff, I didn't go hard on there and it's like, man, maybe I should have. So I think I will be revisiting some of the things I used to do.
Yeah, you know, when you get into, you know, the higher tiers, you start thinking long term. You start thinking like, you know, niches. You want to dominate niches. You want to get into evergreens and things like that. Maybe not so much trends, but I still believe that trends should make a good part of your makeup of designs, you know, because they give you that boost. They give you that bonus, I like to call it. They give you a little bonus in that month. You know, you might make an extra 1,000 or 2,000 from trends that you probably wouldn't have made, you know?
Yeah, no, there's definitely, I think trends is a great place to be. I love my evergreens.
Yeah, don't we all? They're the cash cows, right?
They are. And what's nice is after the trends die, like my sales are still consistent because it's an all the time thing.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, there's just so many ways to merch. It's beautiful.
Yeah, the opportunities are there. People just need to just need to take them. Somebody has asked, just Sam Zrauli asked, how do you change? How do you chase trends in the beginning?
Well, I was actually I was in a Facebook group and somebody asked, "Hey, can somebody make this shirt?" And I was like, "Ooh, I can." And I did. So it wasn't like
Awesome.
I was intentionally looking to chase the trend. I was just in the right place at the right time. And that's one reason why I really don't do much with trends, because I don't really do a whole lot of research in that aspect. So sorry, I can't really
No, it's
speak too much on that one.
it's all right. Eric Wood has asked, if you could go back in time, what would you have done different in regards to your business?
That's a good question.
It makes you think, doesn't it?
I probably would have gone deeper in the niches that were doing well instead of throwing all the spaghetti at the wall, which I definitely did as my slots increased. Had I just focused on the few that were doing pretty well, I probably could have dominated those niches a little bit better. But I don't really think there's too much I would change.
Do you know what? I'm on that kind of same point with you, because at the beginning, when I first started, I used to create one shirt, two shirts max for every niche. And I was just trying to get into as many niches as possible to see what sticks on the wall. But I ended up with like not much sticking on the wall. So I was like, I need to change this. And it took me like 2-3 months to kind of figure out that I need to, go in heavy with certain niches. And when I started going heavy with, like, say 50 designs, 100 designs, when I started tearing up, I went down, or I kind of decreased from the amount of niches that I was going into, but I increased from the amount of designs that I was going into in one niche. And I saw a huge increase in my sales from there. So one big takeaway to take from this is, it's not the right strategy to just go in with one design into one niche, because there's a lot of people, there's a lot of designs. So let's say you have 1,500 or 1,000 designs or 500 designs into that niche, and you go in with one design. How much of a chance do you have to sell that design? And that's the question that I ask myself. But when you go in with a bigger number, say, 15, 20, I mean, 20 is not a bigger number. It's like a little fish in the sea. But when you go in with a bigger number, let's say 100 in a 500 niche, so it's all about market share. How much are you looking to steal from that market share? You start seeing a bigger difference. And this is something I spoke about in one of my other lives, I think, with Amy. So jot that down, guys, and see how that works for you.
Absolutely, I agree. The more hooks you have in the water, the better chances of catching a fish. And it only takes one design to really take off too.
Absolutely. I mean, I was looking at that one design just in this Father's Day that said I have two titles, Dad and Papa, or something like that. I'm sure that everybody has seen it.
Yeah.
I did the maths, right? And it reached, I think that design alone reached 300 BSR, not 300,000.
Yeah.
300 BSR. And do you know
That's
what
crazy.
that means, guys? We're talking over 300. No, we're talking over 800 sales a day, at least.
That's
at
a money
least
maker.
From that design. So I did the maths and I sat down and I was like, how much could this design make in the month of June, or at least between half of May and half of June, so in a month's time? And it worked out to be around 150 to 160K in 1 month.
That's amazing.
That's
and
what
that can
we're talking
happen.
about.
Yeah.
And it's happened. And this is what I love, is seeing things actually happening. Somebody owns that merch account, somebody owns that design, and it's happened for them. Therefore, what? It could happen for us, right? Me, you, Amy, or anybody who's watching this. It could take one design, and it's not a very complex design. It's very easy. I could make it in 5 minutes. But it just so happened that it took off and it made it,
Yeah. And that's
and that's the thing. And it is promising. Yeah, exactly. So when you think you could make your yearly kind of earning from I mean, 160K is not easy money. So it's a lot of money. When you can make it with one design in 1 month, you know, the rest of the year you could take holiday, man.
Yeah, really.
You know, you could chill out and go to some, you know, Barbados or I don't know, you know, St. Lucia and chill out for the rest of the year.
See, that's crazy, but totally possible. And it can happen to any of us, you know?
No, totally, yeah. Somebody is saying, what's up, everyone? I'm at the 6K tier, but haven't had my breakthrough of consistent daily double-digit sales. I've got over 3K live, but I struggle with research and keywords. Advice. My best advice to you would be learn more about keywords, learn more about research, and get quality designs. Find out what the issue is. Nobody's going to tell you what the issue is, mate, but they could tell you what the possibilities are. So the possibilities are you marketing your designs well? I mean, are you creating good keywords? Are you creating good listings? Are you speaking to your audience well? Are you designing good designs? These are kind of possibilities. You need to look at those possibilities and find out what the issue is and make changes necessary and see what happens. And it's all about keeping testing, mate. What's your take on this, Amy?
No, I absolutely echo that. Make sure your design is competitive within the niche. Look at what's selling on the first page in the niche that you're going in. And if your shirt can contend with that, go ahead and put it up. Look at the shirts in that niche that are selling. Just kind of glean from the keywords that they're using, the way that they're optimizing their listing, the sentence structure that they're using. And I'm not saying to copy that, like, don't do that, but make it your own. Like, take a couple keywords from this listing and that listing and the other and plug them away. I know I like to use Merch Informer for that, to like find decent keywords, but keywords is where you get the eyes on your product. And if you have a quality design, the sales will eventually come, but it takes time.
Totally. Amy, what's your pricing strategy? Somebody has asked, after how many sales do you raise the price? I mean, do you start your pricing at a higher price, or do you start low and then increase it? What's your take on it?
I pretty much price everything right now at around either $16.99 or $17.99. I'm kind of going more into $17.99 territory now, and I just leave it there.
And then just see what happens.
Yeah. And that's only for standards. For the other products, I just leave them where Amazon has them. And it's been working. So.
And does it sell? And you still get into like competitive niches and it still sells?
Yes, but I also I have a lot of faith in my designs. So
okay.
As long as I feel like I can compete. Now, if it's a very saturated niche, like say I was going in on 4th of July, I would price more competitively. But for the most part, I'm right around $17.99.
That's awesome. And this is a big point as well, guys. If you're confident with your design, and if you know that it will compete with the competition, then price high. Why not? Because people are going to always choose the better design over a cheap and crappy design. You know, when you think about it, it's a difference of what, $1, $2, $3, $5 max. Yeah, I'd always want to wear a better shirt rather than say $5, wouldn't you, Amy?
Absolutely. And that's kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah,
that is how I feel about it, I should say.
But if you do have a crappy design that you feel is not going to compete in the marketplace, you could always price lower. But I wouldn't advise you to start with a crappy design. Always go in with a good quality design. But if you feel like you can't compete with a high-end illustration that's being priced at $19.99, and you come in with something average or okay to sell on Amazon, then you can decrease your price. You always have to price based on the competition. You should never just like think, that design is worth $16.99, so I'm just going to price it at $16.99. Remember, you don't make that judgment call. It's the competition, it's the market, it's the customers. So yeah. What do you want to talk about, Amy? Do you have anything that you want to kind of talk about?
I love merch. I can talk about that all night.
Let's do it.
I design all my stuff. I do it all. I'm a mom, stay-at-home mom with 3 kids.
Aww.
And I'm doing it all. So I mean,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
And it is possible, right?
Absolutely.
You've got how many kids?
3 boys. 3 boys.
Boom. Mum of 3 boys. You probably have come up with that shirt idea. Mum of boys. Oh my God, that's a
No,
big niche, isn't it?
surprisingly, that's been around since before Amazon. Well, before merch. So yeah.
Yeah,
But I've made my own.
I'm sure you've made your own spin on it. That's amazing. It just goes to show you that anything is possible. So people that are complaining, oh, I don't have time, or I'm studying, or I've got a full-time job, come on, you've got a mum with 3 boys who, they take all her time pretty much, but she still makes time for it.
Mhm.
Isn't that right, Amy? Your boys take a
Absolutely.
lot of your time. I mean, I have one
Oh, of
boy,
course.
little boy who's like 7 months, just turned 7 months.
Oh,
And I feel like it's the end of the world. I don't have any time because I have to help my wife look after him and, go do shopping and all that stuff. But for you to come in with 3 boys and on the 20K tier, anything is possible, man.
yeah, you just steal minutes where you can. If you're
Yeah,
coming into it making excuses, you've kind of already disserviced yourself. Like you're sabotaging.
yeah.
You can't
You're
have the
probably,
excuses. You either want to make this work and you'll find a way, because like the saying goes, if there's a will, there's a way. That's absolutely the truth. But if you're going to come up to it with a bunch of excuses, you're basically you're not giving yourself the permission, and you're telling yourself it's not worth your time.
yeah, absolutely. Somebody has asked, Adnan, we haven't seen your screenshot for a while. How is it going with you? It's going really well. I don't own my screenshots to anybody, Isam. I feel like, I don't have to kind of prove my credibility to anybody. I'm on a 30K tier, and imagine when having 19 or 20K designs, how much money that could make. But it gets boring after a while, people seeing your 100 plus numbers every single day. It's just not right. I mean, what do you guys think about this? I just don't think I need to show my numbers all the time. But they haven't gone up from where they are. So they're around 100, 150, 200 a day. But if they do go up, if I break through the 300 mark, then I will definitely post something. But people don't want to see, the same thing over and over again.
That
I
is
hope this,
impressive,
I
though.
hope this answers your question.
That is amazing. And that just goes to show, like, you grind, you do the work, you do it right, and you can be successful.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Things will happen, and it will happen if you keep going. And when you feel like you've learned it all, that's when you go wrong, because you never ever learn it all. You never ever know everything. You'll always learn from new people. You'll always learn a new trick. And when you think that you've stopped learning, or you've known it all, you will stop learning, right? And that's when you
I
start
agree.
going downhill, isn't it?
It is. And even like people that are in the smaller tiers, they think they don't have a lot to offer to the community, but you actually really do. Because you're coming into this new, and a lot of us that have been doing it for a while, we get stuck in our own little lanes doing it this one way, and you could come in with like a fresh new idea that changes the way that people do it. So everybody has value to share.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So you just got your zip hoodies?
Yes. Yep. I got them a
Amazing.
couple days ago, and it's like
Brilliant.
pretty
I
cool
got,
because I prefer those over the other. So I'm gonna be buying some myself.
they're good. I don't like the way the pictures show on them. They show very small, don't
Yeah,
they?
they do, but like they've done that too with like the tank tops and stuff. But then when you
Mm-hmm.
order the shirt, it's not that bad. So
Is it?
I don't know. We'll see.
Cool, cool, cool. I just got my first zip hoodie sale today. I actually had them the first day that they started, but I haven't uploaded anything to them. So at the time, but I started uploading to them a couple of days ago, and I got my first sale this morning. I was like, "Oh, great!" And I left it.
Congrats.
Thank you. And I left it at the same price as they priced it out. I think it was 33 something, and I think I got a royalty of like $5 from it. So that's not bad.
No, it's not. And people will pay that because it is a zip hoodie, which is
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, exactly, exactly. Baha is asking how to get more organic traffic. Dude, it's all about keywords and long tail keywords, and finding and making your listing look good, and having a good design that stands out from the crowd, because you want to get that click-through rate. Sometimes people will scroll past your design, but if your design is good and it stands out from the crowd, then they will click on it, and that's how you get organic traffic. What's your take on it, Amy?
Absolutely. It's definitely the keywords. The keywords is what's going to get people to look at your designs. Now, he mentioned long tail keywords, which is really important. And those are available for you right there in the Amazon search bar. So like when you've made your design, go to Amazon.com and just put in what you think the customer would search for, and make sure to plug that into your listing somewhere, as long as it's relevant to your niche and design.
I've just seen this comments from Amy Herberger, and it made me laugh. I'm a fan of $49.99 hoodies. Oh my God, Amy, you're stealing the royalties from Amazon. That's such a steal. Have you tried this before, Amy? $49.99 hoodie. I think the highest I've gone was about $45.99. I don't think I've ever gone $49.99.
That's one thing I love about Amy. She is not afraid to price high, and people buy her stuff all the time.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I just wish I was as brave as she was. But I'm not there yet.
But I think, when you get into a niche, this is what I believe. When you get into a niche and that niche sells really well and you're ranking on pretty much all kind of keyword combinations, and you price high, and then people still buy your stuff, then you price high, people still buy your stuff, I think you can try anything. I remember I got into this niche and I was selling t-shirts for $24.99, $25.99, and it was selling over 40 to 50 every single day around Q4. So that was like my most successful t-shirt that I've ever made, I think.
That's amazing. I don't think I've ever gone higher than $21.99 on a shirt. But
yeah, trust me, I haven't tried. I think I've tried it with one other t-shirt which did all right, but it didn't do as well as that t-shirt. I mean, 40, 50 a day is not a lot when you think about it. Some people are making 300, 400 a day from one t-shirt, or 800 in the case of that, Papa shirt. But these are very, highly exceptional stuff. It's like winning the lottery. It doesn't happen all the time.
Yes, and that's a good way of describing it.
It is like winning the lottery. Imagine there's like hundreds of thousands of merchants around the world, and you get only one t-shirt that makes it for Father's Day that reaches the 300 mark. But all the others that have made it, you have like 5 to 10 t-shirts that are below 10K BSR, but all the rest is selling like normal,
Yeah, that would make my day, my year,
my lifetime. Imagine
yes.
having that much. That's crazy. Q4 is approaching, Amy.
Yes, it
isn't
is.
It?
It is.
Christmas
I get ready for Q4 and Q1. Like
in Q1.
It doesn't stop.
That's amazing. That is amazing. I mean, what's your strategy?
Really, it's just evergreens, and really making sure that I'm targeting my audience properly and optimizing my listings with decent keywords. And then I just hope for the best. And it works, because last Q4 blew my mind, and I'm expecting this Q4 to even triple, if not quadruple that. So
last Q4, I could not believe myself. And I
couldn't either.
I had 4,000 live, yeah? And the amount of sales I was getting, I just couldn't believe it. But my plan this year is to have at least 30,000 live. I'm now on like nearly 20,000, 19,500, something like that. So the plan is by October, I want to have at least 30,000 and to be at least on the 40K tier, because I can tier up in the next couple of weeks if I just work hard.
That's amazing. That's a good goal to have.
But when you think about it, right? If you have that much designs, the sales you'll get, it's ridiculous. I mean, it just blows up like ching, ching, ching. All you hear is just ching, literally.
That I can't wait.
I can't wait. So for people, guys, honestly, if you're desperate for sales, Q4 is your chance. So if you have any slots not filled, you go ahead and fill them right now. Go ahead and fill them right now. If you don't have slots left, then you're doing something wrong. Sorry, if you don't have slots filled, then you're doing something terribly wrong. You're not putting, enough time. You're not putting enough effort into it. And don't ask, why am I not making any sales? Why am I not tearing up? You need to take this really seriously, because Q4 is your chance. And like Amy said, she starts planning for it from Q1, and that's the money maker. It's Q4. It's not like your crappy January or your crappy July and August when it all goes down after Father's Day. You want to make
Absolutely.
that money in Q4, isn't it?
Oh, and it makes up for it. It really does.
Yeah. And speaking of that, we have ups and downs in this merch business. You have an amazing month and then it goes down the next month. So how do you deal with that, Amy, mentally, and how do you prepare for it?
Well, I mean, it's just part of the business. So if you go in knowing that that's going to happen, when it does, it's not going to take your breath away. And for me, I use that as motivation. Like, okay, I don't like the fact that my sales are down this month. So what can I do to make sure that doesn't happen next month?
Yeah.
And I mean, it inspires me to just keep on grinding, and then looking at the future and thinking about the possibilities that Q4 has, especially now that we have an entire year for a shirt to sell before they drop off. So just use it as inspiration to grind harder. If it's not going the way you want it, change it. So
That's totally true. And for people in the lower tiers, if your design doesn't sell within the first 2 weeks, 3 weeks, then it's probably not going to sell. So I would suggest you replace it with a better design and keep experimenting until you find what works. So yeah, that's a good point right there. In terms of the new the new rules from Amazon about the 365 days, what are your thoughts on that?
I think it's wonderful, personally.
For us high tiers, it's wonderful, isn't it? Because you don't have to replace like 10,000 designs that dropped off.
Oh man, and I've had that happen. Like I was kind of annoyed at first because I had just uploaded like so many designs, and they're gonna end up dropping off within, what was it, 180 days?
Yeah.
And it's like, man, if I just waited a week.
Yeah, I know.
But I think it's wonderful.
It is good in a way. I believe, like I mentioned before, I believe it will hit people with lower tiers harder because they'll upload all their stuff. All their stuff wouldn't sell, and or a lot of their stuff wouldn't sell, and then they're gonna have to sit around and wait or delete some of the old stuff that hasn't sold. So it's a lot more mundane for them to manage.
But yeah, it might be, but it also gives you more opportunities and more time to like if you really think you have a quality design that'll do well, it gives you a good opportunity to try new ways of keywording and optimizing your listings too. But I mean, even with 90 days, you could kind of still do that. So yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, I hated the 90 days rule. My God, it was terrible. It was literally upload, take down, re-upload, upload new stuff. It was a race. It's like you're on the hamster wheel, you know?
It's like that, right?
It was like you're on the hamster wheel. You're trying to chase something, but just when you feel like you're reaching it, it kind of gets taken away from you, and then you have to go back to it again. But that's the name of the game, isn't it? But now it's a lot easier.
Yeah, you constantly have to be able to like adapt because things change all the time. Trends change, styles change, everything changes. So you have to be willing to adapt, especially when like right now they're giving us 365 days. Well, in 3 months from now, they might go back, we thought 90 was better. You just have to be willing to accept what comes to you and just do the best with what you have.
Absolutely. And I think that's an amazing point you brought up there, because a lot of people would complain about things that they have no control over. So they'll start complaining about a new policy from Amazon and spending time and energy on it, but not focus on their uploads and on things that they could actually control. So that's just what people have to do. Just do what you can do, stick with what you can do and move on. You know, don't
Absolutely.
complain too much. In terms of, let's see, guys, do you want to ask any questions? I can see some people asking questions, but what I like is a lot of the more experienced guys, you know, like Amy, who's the boss right now. And I think I saw AAW answering questions to people in the lower tiers. So awesome, guys. Thank you so much for that. It really helps us out. Let's talk about some more advanced stuff.
All right.
What do you want to talk about? Any tip, any good value stuff that you want to give to our viewers?
Oh goodness. If you think you can't, you can. Like one thing that I remember in the beginning, my quality of designs was pretty sad and lacking compared to where they are now. But the biggest thing that I've done that I think has really helped me find success and continue to have success on this platform is being able to learn and accept that I'm not where I want to be, but that I can be better than I was yesterday. So I'm always in a competition with myself. And designing was the one thing I really enjoyed the most about merch. And so I wasn't the best drawer in the world. I'm still not, but I've taken courses and classes. I've invested in my business in that way. So like the quality improves. So you have to be willing to learn, try new things, get out of your head, which can be really difficult, especially when you're telling yourself that you can't do something. Well, you can. Just that's the thing. You always just have to keep learning and putting yourself out there.
But it all starts with mindset, doesn't it? I mean,
it really does.
It keeps going back to the mindset question, because it literally everything that we do revolves around mindset. Because if you say to yourself, I can't do it, what are you going to do? You're not going to do it, right?
You're not going to put
you've
yourself
lost it.
Exactly. Like if you go in telling yourself that I can't design, or my designs are crap, or everybody's better than me, that's exactly what you're going to create. If you sit there and you obviously you're not going to be like, I'm the best designer in the world, because that's not true. But you don't have to self-sabotage and say that you're the worst either. You just go, okay, this is what I have. I'm pleased with it. Let me see what happens. And then like a month later, try it again, see where you are, and see how much you've improved. It's just consistency and really trying to stay focused and look at the long term, not tomorrow, not even, you know, this month's royalties or next month's royalties. Look at like a year ahead. Where do you want to be there, and get there little by little?
Absolutely. And always striving to learn and to perfect your craft, because that's what's going to make you stand out. That's what's going to make you better. Compete against yourself. You don't have to compete against everybody else, because trust me, you're not going to be the best. Okay. You know, you can think that you'll be the best at everything, but you can't. Because there's always going to be somebody better than you, and that person, there's always going to be somebody better than them, right? It is like that.
But that's good.
That's the world.
Yeah, and that's a good thing, because then we're inspired to continue to improve. Like if we all just, I don't know. I think it's just important to know that you are who you are, and to do the best with what you have, and you can do okay. Just you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Accept who you are, but always try to make the best version of yourself.
Absolutely.
Whether it be, you know, learning from people, whether it be taking courses, you know, watching stuff on YouTube, practicing. There's so many things. Where there's a will, there's a way. If you want something so bad, right, your brain subconsciously will start looking for ways to reach you, to make you reach that final destination, or that goal that you've set yourself to achieve, right?
Absolutely.
I mean,
my first 1,500 designs were all done on my iPhone. So I wasn't using any fancy programs like Photoshop or Illustrator or anything. It was me and the Over app. And I mean, first 1,500 designs. And that helped me get to that next level, so I could invest in the iPad. And then, you know, now I'm putting up more stuff with that. So they're really, if you want it, you will get it. You just have to keep on pushing. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, a lot of people we hear and we see in, actually, this made me think about a point that I just posted about in my group. there seems to be a lot of terminations, and the hammer of Amazon, the ban hammer of Amazon, is working at its best at the moment, working really hard. Why do you think that is, and what would you advise people to not get into that category of people that getting banned at the moment?
The majority, if not all, of the terminations are because people were blatantly infringing and
Yeah,
not quite understanding. Before you upload anything, you have to read the terms of service and the FAQs. If you don't understand anything in there, there are a million of groups on Facebook where people would be more than happy to explain it to you. If you
yeah,
see a design that is doing really, really well, and you're not sure if you should go in it because it might be toeing the line, just stay away. If you have to
don't do
ask,
it.
if you even have to ask, is it okay to put this up? Just the answer is no. Just
Yeah,
stay clean. I know a lot of people were saying, but I checked for trademarks. There were others on there. Trademarks is only one piece of the puzzle. Then you have a copyright. Like, for instance, like Mickey Mouse. I don't know if that's trademarked, but it's definitely copywritten. So you can't go in and make your own Mickey Mouse drawing and throw it up because Disney will not be happy with you, and Amazon will throw that hammer. Um, you got to stay clean. If you don't have rights to it, don't do it. Don't do it.
don't do it.
You can do really well on this like really well just by staying clean with your work.
Yeah, it might not be, very quick success, but it will be eventually when you keep your account and when the sales keep rolling in bit by bit. You're not going to do so well initially because it's the name of the game. It's a numbers game. You have to build your account up. But for people that want to make 100 sales in a day within the first month, that's totally not possible with like 10 slots, or unless you reach, unless you kind of get into a trend, then it works out for you, blah, blah, blah. But it's not common practice. So if you see a trend that's doing really well and you're not sure about it, like Amy said, don't even get into it. If in doubt, leave it out, man. Don't even touch it.
That's one thing why I tell a lot of people that come to me that are in the lower tiers what to do. It's like start with what you know, because
Yeah,
that's the safest bet. You already half the research is already done for you. You just need to apply it. But the thing is, like, patience is so important in this business. And I know people will see the numbers and go, wow, you reached this tier in X amount of time. What they don't see is how many hours, how many sleepless nights. Like this, none of this has really come easy for people unless you won that lottery. And some people really have, where they've had a shirt go viral, and that's great. But for the majority of us, it's just consistency, staying clean, being well within the terms of service, and just keep on applying new things, continue to learn, and don't give up, because eventually all that work will pay off. And usually that is Q4.
exactly. Just type into this guy. In terms of tank tops, what are you doing with tank tops at the moment? I mean, are you uploading to them?
Oh
Are they
yeah, I'm
working for
uploading to
you?
Yes, I'm loving tank tops. I'm actually really enjoying most of the products, not having much luck with raglans, but I really love the tanks. I'm uploading to everything right now. And it's working well. I love that I can put more summary stuff on the tank tops, and that's been really, really good. Like, camping niche, baseball niche, all those things where people are outside in the summertime, it's been good.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Do you think Amazon is gonna give us another surprise before Christmas and throw in some new products?
I hope so, because every time they do, it is like Christmas. I hope so, but I don't know. They are obviously really invested in this platform, and I truly still believe this is just the beginning. I mean, the platform's what, 3 years now? 3 years old?
Absolutely.
It's still in its infancy, and it's only going to get better. I mean, we've seen that over time. So
Yeah, I'm so
maybe.
excited about what's to come. I mean, nobody could tell what's about to come. I mean, we're only in 3 countries at the moment. Imagine if it goes global.
And
Imagine.
global with more products.
With more products?
Did you get the June survey where they were asking to put in order the different products you'd like to see on the platform?
Wow. No, I didn't get
So I
it.
mean, they're asking.
For some reason, I don't get their surveys, their survey emails.
Mine don't ever like pop up in my normal mailbox. Like I actually have to go in and search Amazon survey, and then it's like, oh, there it is. I don't know
All
why,
right.
but you might want to search. But yeah, they were asking to put in order from like what you would like most on the platform versus least. Like they had stickers on there. They were asking like bath mats, all kinds of stuff. So
Wow. Stickers would go like crazy.
I would love stickers.
Yeah. I only sell pretty much stickers on Redbubble. They fly. Honestly, they sell really well.
Yeah, I do. That's same with me on Redbubble. It's always the stickers.
Awesome. How are PopSockets working for you?
I love pop sockets. I love
Oh my God,
merch.
you
Like
love
when
everything.
I say I do, I love it all. I have nothing bad to say. No, pop sockets are really great. I love the new uploader thing too, because that's made it a lot easier. But no, they're fun. They do pretty well.
Amazing. Do you upload for them now with the beta multi-products
Yes.
creation? Yeah, it's much easier, isn't it?
It really is. I just like being able to put everything up at once and
Just
see how
forget
it
it.
goes. Yeah.
It's a set and forget kind of system, isn't it? Don't
It
have to worry
saves me
about it.
so much time because I really have to steal minutes, and this has just been a lifesaver as far
Yeah.
as time goes.
So what's your productivity like at the moment? So people would, I imagine people would want to hear how much do you work or how hard do you work, and or most importantly, how much can you upload and design in a day with the limited time that you have?
Well, my days are pretty much scattered. Like I usually spend the weekend doing a lot of research. Monday and Tuesday, I go pretty hard in designing, and then the rest of the week, I'm uploading or researching. And if I can design in there as well, I like to do that. So, but it really depends on the days. There are some days that I can sit down for 2 hours and just go hard. There are other days that I only get like 30 minutes, and I just go with what I can do. The one thing for me that really helped is I finally got out of the mindset that I had to race everybody else. And when I was like, look, I'm just going to do what I can do, how I can do it, when I can do it. And I mean, that took the pressure off. So I just do what I can. If I have a lot of time that I can dedicate to it, I'm all in and I'll do as much as I can with designing and uploading. But every day is different.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Do you do much KDP?
Yes. Well, not much, but I am on KDP. I think I only have like 400 books up right now, but that's a fun one too.
Yeah, it is a fun one. A lot of people that have got into KDP are saying some good stuff about it. And I thought, do you know what? Why not? I've already got the designs, so I'm just going to throw them into KDP and see what happens. So I'm running a little experiment at the moment. I've just threw in about 10 to 12 designs just to see what it's going to be like. Just started a couple of days ago. So if I get any success, then I'm sure I'll update you guys about it. But I think it's definitely a good platform to get into if you already have the designs, because when you think about it, they get published, the books, they get published to lots of different Amazon sites around the world, and you don't have to do anything. It's like merch, isn't it? And they stay forever. They don't come down. So there's no like 180 days rule or
Tier
360
limit,
or tier limit. You can upload as many times as you want. But the profits are not as much as merch, and definitely merch is my most preferred POD business at the moment. But I think KDP alongside it is a good companion.
That's how I feel about it too. Like merch is my number one. I'm all in on merch, but KDP, it's a nice change of pace. I'll admit there are times I get a little bit burnt out with the merch side. So then it's like, okay, and I'll just design for KDP. I usually spend about 1 week a month just focused on KDP, and that's designing different covers. I'll use my merch covers if they work. But for the most part, I even go in new on there. as far as like covers go.
But do you know what? They've made it easy now.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know, but Merch Informer have come out with Bookbolt and Bookbolt
Yeah.
automation. Do you use it at all?
I haven't used the automation yet, but I do use Bookbolt, and I love the on Bookbolt they have the mass cover thing. So I've been
Oh
doing a lot of
yes,
that today because it's like, okay, this is one quick way to just get my
exactly.
better merch designs up there. So
You literally just put the PNGs in there, and you click download, and you choose your background, and you can download all your designs in mass. That's like awesome. It
yeah,
will
it
take
really is.
you hours to do all of that manually.
Yeah, it's pretty fabulous. I haven't messed with the automator part yet because it doesn't quite fit in with my workflow yet,
Mm-mm. I've
but
tried it
yeah.
actually. I purchased it. I got myself into the lifetime thingy. I think it was $300 or something like that, and I use 300 something dollars, and I used an affiliate link which brought it down to like 295, I think,
Yeah.
dollars. Imagine, like, for a lifetime, it's pretty good because you be literally using it all your life. You don't have to worry about a monthly subscription. But I've used it and it works pretty flawlessly. You just set up your CSV file, you set up your covers and everything, and you click one click and it does the whole thing for you. You don't have to worry about waiting for the covers to upload or anything. So I think that's something that's pretty good. If
Yeah.
people
I
want to get
mean,
into KDP, it's definitely something to try out. And I think they have a 3-day trial as well, in case you
yeah,
want to
Neil's
just try it.
always he knows how to get you guys hooked. He'll give you 3 days and then you're like, okay, I can't live without it.
Because you can't live without it, isn't it? So I was like, I'm just gonna get it. So I managed to get myself an affiliate link. So if people want to get 20% discounts, I'll leave a link in the description. So yeah, let's see, guys. Any questions for Amy? Somebody, delicious junk. Well, the name says it all. Why do you flood KDP listings with waves of trash and encourage a race to the bottom? Who said we flood KDP listings with a wave of trash? Do you flood KDP with a wave of trash? I
No,
don't
I
know what
wish
this guy is talking
I
about.
don't.
It makes me laugh. These kind of comments that are negative just make me laugh. So I'm just gonna laugh about it, mate. BSRs are gone. I don't know if BSRs are gone. What's that? BSRs and ASINs are gone. Do you want to
No
check?
way.
No way. You kidding
No
me?
way.
Uh, um,
I mean, honestly, like if that were to happen, that's fine with me too. But I I'd be shocked.
yeah, I know. I hope it doesn't happen. AAAW is saying, Addie, you should interview Merch Campus. Yeah, that would be a pleasure, man. Get in touch, Merch Campus, if you're hearing this.
Oh, Blake is awesome. Yes.
He's awesome. I've seen a couple of his videos. I think the way he explains things and just everything that he does on his channel, I think he's very genuine and he wants to help people out. So that's really awesome.
He really is. He's got a great mindset too, and a whole lot of gratitude. I've been blessed to be able to speak to him a couple of times, and he's a really he's awesome.
That's amazing. I'd love to get you on the show, Blake. Yeah, get in touch, mate. Get in touch. My Facebook is Adnan Maghribi on Facebook, or you can message me here on YouTube, whatever works for you. Yeah, anything else you want to talk about? We've got a couple of minutes, guys. Your final questions. I can't believe a whole hour has gone, Amy. I mean, this is
Yeah,
what
that went
happens when
by
you talk
quick.
merch, isn't it?
It really is. Like, yeah.
Oh my God, that's crazy. Just to redeem myself, Delicious Junk has said, Addie, sorry, sir, I copy comments from FB. It is comments from Nimitz34. I don't want to create any dramas, so this is just something that happened in the chat, not getting involved in any politics. Yeah, so don't worry about it. In terms of new trends, is there anything that you're working on without revealing too much, without revealing on any big niches or anything, just like broadly speaking,
Broadly
anything that you're
speaking,
comfortable, anything that you're comfortable to share, anything. So like Halloween stuff, you know, that kind of thing. Because people are
absolutely.
saying, because people are saying, oh, what are your niches that you're getting into, dude? I'm not going to tell you what my niches that I'm getting into. Are you mad? Do you want the whole world to flood that niche? Or, you know, they ask you, what's a trend to get into at the moment? I mean, if you don't know what sort of trend to get into at the moment, I can't help you, bro. Like, do some research. That's
Yeah,
like
the
the
information
least you
is
should
there.
know.
Yeah. Like
Like
the internet, it's on the internet. You just have to like Google it.
I know, right? See, what really bugs me, and it really started to bug me, is people ask the silliest questions when they could either get it on Google, or it's right in front of them, or it's a video that I've done myself on it, and they ask you the same thing on the video, and it's like, man, seriously, all you have to, the information is right in front of you. All you have to do is digest it. It just like gets me. I don't know
No,
about
I
you.
agree. No, it does me too because like I do like to help where I can, and when I've given so much information and then they still turn around going, "No, tell me what niche." It's like, "Are you kidding? I'm not going to do that because you need to know how to find the niche." That's like the biggest part of merch is finding what to design for. You
Yeah,
can find that for free. There are websites like daysoftheyear.com. Go and look
yeah,
through there, and that there's niches. There's like donuts, and
yeah,
people celebrate donuts. Make some donut shirts, you know, that
yeah,
it's
exactly.
all online.
It's all online. So if you're not willing to sacrifice 5 minutes from your time to find that kind of stuff, then nobody's going to help you, man. Don't come into groups and say, oh, can you give me some niches to work with? Nobody's going to do that because they know that you haven't done, you know, the right kind of work to try and find out that information. It's a jungle out there. You have to put in a lot of effort. You can't expect to get success with no effort, with zero effort.
No, and that's a recipe for disaster anyway. Like if that's how you're applying the way you do your business, your designs aren't going to be quality. Your listings are going to be stuffed full of nothing because you're not taking pride in what you do. And the pride starts with the research and taking time there. And nobody has all the answers. There are a million different ways to research, and that's one
Yeah,
reason, like especially for the lower tiers. You want a niche? Okay, list like 5 things you love to do. What about your family? Are there any things that they like to do? You know, do they like to play dodgeball? Well, there you go. Research dodgeball.
yeah.
So it's all there.
And then mix it with something else. You know, dodgeball mom, dodgeball dad,
Dodgeball, 4th of
dodgeball
July.
girl,
People,
dodgeball 4th of July, dodgeball Halloween, dodgeball Christmas, dodgeball anything. Like it's so, when you know how to, like, you know, mix and match stuff, it becomes so easy, and the amount of niches you could come up with, or I should say cross niches, is insane. It's unlimited, you know?
yeah, that's one thing that Merch Campus Blake talks about on his channel all the time is intersecting niches, and it works.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest strategies that I'm employing at the moment, and it works really, really well because you can come up with a unique idea that nobody has thought of using that. I mean, if we're talking about, you know, merch being saturated, yes, it is saturated to a certain degree if you're just looking at the surface. If you're just doing like dog mom, yes, if you do a search of dog mom at the moment, it will come up with like, I don't know, 10,000 searches. So don't even bother. You know, do dog mom that loves dodgeball and see how many searches, something like that, right? So when
Yeah.
you cross niche, and when you put 2 niches or 3 niches together, then the amount of competition just decreases, and you have plenty of more kind of opportunity to get into those kind of niches, and it gives you a way in. But the beauty of it is when you start ranking for that sub niche, slowly you start ranking in for the big keyword, right? And
Hmm.
before you know it, you're ranking in the whole niche. So when somebody types dog mum, you come up as dog mum who loves dodgeball. This is just an example. I'm not saying that this is the perfect sentence because it sounds really lame. But it's just an example. You see what I mean?
And it's a great example. I mean, I would definitely swap dodgeball out for a dog mom, but no,
Yeah.
that's the way to that's one good way of going at it.
Yeah, it's just the principle, and then you guys can apply the principle however you want to apply it. And we want to give people principles, not niches. You know, if we give you a niche, you'll come the next day and say, "Can I have another niche?" But if you know the kind of principle that you should follow, then you can come up with so many niches yourself. You know.
Yeah, and I mean, I've watched a few of your videos, and you even show your process and how you research. The information's there, you know.
Yeah, and people will give you the information because they want to help you, but like they can't give you their whole accounts. It's just impossible. Somebody has asked me, "Can you show some of your best-selling T-shirts?" Really? Like, is this even a question? I mean, what would you respond to that, Amy? Can you show me your
It
best-selling T-shirt?
depends. It depends on if I know you and what my
No. I'm
relationship
talking
is.
about
But
on a
a random person, no.
on a
Sorry.
Facebook group, or on as a comment of of one of your videos. Can you show us your best-selling T-shirts?
No,
Really,
absolutely not. Especially not
really.
bestsellers. Those things are on. Those are locked up, man.
Locked up, man, in a cupboard, you know, with a safe, with a with a huge key, and nobody can get in, you know.
Yeah, no, I protect that niche. Yeah.
Very highly protected stuff. You got to get in with the identification and all that good stuff. But yeah, Amy, it's been an awesome live with you. I mean, I
Yeah,
can't
thank you.
believe an hour has gone so quick. I can't believe a whole hour has gone so quick, and it's been so like enjoyable talking with you, and grilling you, and racking your brains on what you do, and yeah, a wealth of information.
Likewise, and thank you so much for having me on tonight.
Oh,
This was fun, and I learned a lot from you. I continue to, so thank you for that too.
Awesome. And here it is to a massive Q for Amy. We're going to absolutely crush it. We're going to
You
destroy
too.
it. We're going to obliterate it. And the world will know. Then we're going to
Yes,
start, we'll start showing those numbers. And then people will be like, what? Is this even possible? And this is just for motivation, guys. You know,
it's
we're not
limitless. It
bragging.
really is. It really is. There's no ceiling.
Exactly. The only limitations that we have are what we put on ourselves. So if you go with the idea that you can only make 100 sales in a day, then you probably will only make 100 sales in a day, and that's really good for a lot of people. But when you go in with, I want to try 500, you start, you start doing really well. Start doing really well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, brilliant. Fantastico. Well, it's been awesome, Amy. I'm gonna let you go, and thank you so much for everybody who's been watching us. And I think today we've reached about 55, I think, watching, and I think that's a record for the channel. So
Oh,
really,
cool.
really
Thank
awesome.
you.
Yeah, that's
I'm
really, really
glad
good.
that I'm glad that, I hope everybody walks away with something tonight. So
Yeah, no, absolutely, and yeah, keep coming, guys. We'll try and do shows here and there once every week where we can, and bring people that will give us good advice and we can learn from. So awesome, guys. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. I've left Amy's channel as well down below in the description. Please go to her channel, like her videos, subscribe, flood her channel, watch her content. She's got some really good stuff in there. And subscribe to my channel if you're not a subscriber. I bring in some great value to you guys, straight from the heart. Everything that I do, everything that I am successful with, I don't hide anything, and I show my numbers as well where I can. So yeah, keep the love flowing, and let's all be successful. Ta-da, guys. Amy, last thing you want to say to people?
no, just keep on going, keep doing the thing, and get out of your head and just have fun.
Absolutely, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.